Hey there, Poojan. Just trying to do another drawing here to see what happens. I've been trying throughout the day. I came fairly close with this one, but I had some a little bit different types of overhang errors. So let me just give this a try, and then we'll see what happens. For some reason, Zoom's not working. I'm trying to. There we go. Okay, so let's try and draw the roof here. And we'll see what happens. I'll try and do everything in the best manner that I can. I'm going to try and copy the way you did it last time somewhat. See what happens here. Oops, that was my fault, not yours. Okay. You know, the drawing part works really good, and everything works good up until we do an overhang, and the logic for overhangs just isn't quite there, and I don't know what the answer is. I actually went and met with a programmer friend of mine yesterday and showed him the app, and he said also it would be very difficult, you know, to do this. You know, but there's certain things that you have to assume that the drawer is going to do, and sometimes you're right and sometimes you're wrong, I guess. But the problem is that because I'm not there with you, I can't explain to you that this is why I do something the way I do, and it maybe makes it harder for you to understand the reasoning behind the drawing sometime, I guess. But anyways, I'm going to just continue trying here. Let's do the drawing the best we can, and we'll see what happens in the end. Kind of just taking this one step at a time. Zoom a bit more and draw. So anyways, oops, again, my fault. Sometimes I tap too fast when I'm getting my finger lined up. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll draw this triangle here first, then I'm going to go back and finish this side. Okay, so that should close everything off nicely, and then I'll save it and show you how it looks. So that's good. Save it. Everything looks perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to draw the roof here. I'll draw this upper section first. I'll do all these corners here, and then I'll draw these little dormers in the exact same way that I just did the ones in the back. Just try to keep everything the same. I mean, I understand that there has to be some rules for drawing. You can't just draw in any way, shape, or form. And so I understand that, but the problem is, at the moment, we don't even know what the rules are. So I'm gonna save it, make sure everything looks good. Everything looks fine. I'm going to draw these bigger front dorms here first. Okay, and I'm going to draw this triangle. And then I'll start filling in the rest of the drawing here. So just Just give me a second here. We'll see what happens. I mean, the drawing part of the app works really smooth. Like, it's very easy for me now to draw these roofs because I've done it so many times. Okay, stop there, go to the middle. Then what I'll do is I'll do this side, and then I'll finish my overhang. And didn't close because this section here is not done. Hopefully this closes. No, it didn't close. Okay, so that didn't close. I'm going to go and try this side now. And that one closed to there. Now this, when I go and finish this, this side should all turn yellow, hopefully. And it did not. So I'm going to zoom down and see if, make sure I didn't mess anything up when I was drawing anything. No, I'm going to go and delete this line just to see. And I'll try and draw it again just to see if that does anything. No. I'll delete it again. I'm going to draw it from the bottom up to see if that does anything. No. Delete a couple of these lines. Draw them again. See if that does anything. Nothing. Oh, that one hung on me a little bit, but it didn't crash. So I'm going to try this just in case I didn't get a connection there. And nothing. So, and if I go to, if I look, I'm looking at the drawing trying to see if I've missed anything. And I don't think I have. I'm going to save it, and it'll, obviously it's going to show me a lot. Now, one positive spot in here is that this little overhang area is actually correct. So I wonder, had this drawing been able to, oh wait, I didn't get this. Let me try and draw this piece. I forgot to add this little corner here. Let's hopefully that closes. No, it didn't. I was hoping that that was going to close this side, but it didn't. So this shape here is still not closed. It's too bad because I really thought it was going to, but let me try and delete this again and try and draw it in again. Oh, that time it closed. So after a lot of fooling around, it finally did close. So maybe there's just a small problem there. Now let me go look at save. Nice. So right now, the overhangs are all working perfect. Nothing's black. There's no funny areas. The only thing now is I'm going to go and try and do this side again and try and delete some lines and see if I can get this in. Come on, close. No, it didn't work. I'm going to try and delete this line up here. Try and draw this in. No, it just won't do it. I'm going to try and zoom down here. Make sure I haven't messed anything up. I'll delete some lines. Let's try and delete a few of these red lines and we'll try it again. Draw this. Try, come on, close, baby. Okay, it closed. So let's look at the save. Nice. So eventually I was able to get everything to close, and there's my overhang. So the drawing is actually very, very, very nearly done. You just have a few little things to work on, it seems, for this, because it's not recognizing the closed spaces sometimes. So I'm going to save that drawing, and now I'm going to go and try another one. I'm going to make a nice long video here for you. I've been having trouble with this drawing still all day. I still cannot get this one. I tried it about 5 times, but let's try it one more time. Again, I'm going to draw everything as best I can, one shape at a time. We'll see what happens. I'm going to draw this triangle. I'm just going to keep drawing. And then before I start doing the overhangs, I'll save it and show you where we're at. But again, you know, like the problem is yes, after a lot of figuring, a lot of playing, a lot of hard work, sometimes I can get it to work. But I don't know the logic to how to get it to work consistently. If I can show my customers that there's some kind of pattern that you must follow in order for this to work for each drawing, if there's rules, then I understand, and we can say, look, you have to draw this way. But if we don't have the rules figured out, then it's very hard for me, because like I told you, every single person is going to draw the way they want to. And unless I tell them, no, you can't draw that way, you must draw this way, then it's going to be very, very difficult. That's why we need to figure out exactly what the rules are and what kind of a system we have to follow. So here I go. I'm getting very close now. You can see it doesn't take very long to get these roofs done once you start them. You know, this is quite a difficult roof, really. I guess I've drawn it so many times now. Okay, so now all I've got left is those 2 sections. I'm just going to save this real quick just to show you that as of right now, everything is perfect. Okay? So now, let's go and draw this side right here. So I have a valley. I come up to here. I bring it across to here. Go down for the overhang. Let's go save. Everything is perfect. Okay? That spot there is perfect. Now, let's go and draw. And I'm going to draw this. And I'll save it. Now, I don't understand this. Why did this piece go black all of a sudden? And so if you can solve that problem, I think just why that went black instead of stayed purple there, then I think that's going to go a long, long way. So now when I draw, I know what's going to happen here. When I try to draw this overhang, I think this entire overhang, except for this bottom piece on the left, is going to be all black, which means that it's tripled. And that's okay for a roof of this size. But if I had a roof with many, many overhangs and they were all black, I'd be getting a really inaccurate amount. So let me save this and we'll see what happens. Actually, this came out better than I thought. It actually came out with really good overhang and just that one little black spot. So again, I think if you just figure out why that black spot is coming, then that'll probably solve everything. This is the closest I've ever been able to do this drawing here so far. And I tell you, it's been a long time coming because this has been very frustrating. So I'm actually quite happy with how this came out. That little black spot in this particular drawing wouldn't bother me. But if I had a roof that had a few areas like this, then all of a sudden the more black spots you have, the more inaccurate the drawing is going to be. So again, I'm going to save that one because it actually came out pretty good. Now I'm going to go back. This is going to be a nice long video for you. You can check out a whole bunch of things here. Let's see what this drawing is. That doesn't do you any good. Let's go back. Let's find another. Let's try that drawing. Oh, I got all flat roofs here. I've been trying a lot of different flat roofs and things. I'm not going to do that one right now. It takes an hour. This one's test difficult. What's this one? Oh, okay, this is a good one. I haven't done this drawing for a while. So here we go. Same kind of thing. It's got the same types of overhangs and things that we are trying to deal with. So I'll be pretty happy if this one gets through, because it was working before. Not that long ago, this demo, on the demo version, this one here was working. So we're definitely getting close. I think now it's just a question, hopefully, of optimizing it just a little bit more and creating a set of rules. Again, I go back to that because I think unless I can explain to my customers how they have to draw, this whole thing, I think, is going to be very difficult. So I'm just going to keep drawing my shapes. This one's actually supposed to go right there, so I kind of drew that wrong, but that's okay. Okay, so now we're starting to get into the overhangs and things. So now this roof will look like this, and it'll look like this. It's not going to know what to do here, because look at these. I've just drawn all these different shapes. Let's see what happens. Okay, actually it did seem to know what to do. So let's finish this and come across here. There we go. I'm going to save this and have a look. Yeah, that was this is what I was afraid of because of that. So I'm going to go, this is where I wish I had an undo thing, because I could go back about 5 or 6 steps. Instead, I have to delete lines, and that's not necessarily going to help us solve this problem unless I delete a whole bunch of them. So I'm going to go back quite a few steps here. Okay, let's try and draw this again. And this is one problem that seems to keep coming up, is if a drawing didn't work just like that last one did, and then I go and I delete a bunch of lines, for some reason when I start drawing again it doesn't close the shape. If I was to delete all the lines, I think I can close the shape. So I delete all the red lines, draw the roof, and hopefully that'll close that shape. Yeah, see? If I delete all the lines, it'll close. But if I only delete one, then it won't. So I think what I'm going to do is finish this shape first. I think that's why I screwed up the program last time, because I didn't show this. Let's save it. Everything looks good. Good overhang. Good, 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 good so far. So let's draw this one, and hopefully this doesn't cause any major problems with the shapes. Looks like it's going to work better this time. I'll save it. Nice. That worked really good. And then I'm going to draw the roof again. And do that. And now I'm going to draw this roof. We'll just keep looking. I'm actually quite happy so far the way this is working. It's definitely the best demo I've had so far. There's no question about that. It's definitely better. It needs a little bit more tweaking, but I'll save that. Every overhang is perfect on this particular one, okay? But this drawing, these overhangs on this drawing are not as difficult because these are normal overhangs. The other drawing, that last one that we were messing with, it has really strange overhangs, and that's why the program, I think, has problems with it. But we still have to, like, those overhangs come up a lot more often than what you might think, so we still have to come up with a way to solve it. And so now I'm just going to, how am I going to finish this? I don't know how I'm going to finish this one, Poojan. I'm just going to try something silly here. And go save. It actually came out really good. There's not one single error on this one. On the overhangs, everything came out just as it should be. So that's actually, that's pretty encouraging. I'm going to pause this now, and I'm going to let you watch the video, and then I don't even know if you're working today for me, but I'll send it over to you anyways, okay? Let me just have one last look and just see if there's any other quick drawings that might have been difficult before. What's this one? Oh boy, that one would take some time because it's very hard to see that drawing. I guess, you know, the biggest test of all, because we haven't done this one for a while, would be this guy right here. So maybe I'll just draw this one really fast and see how we do, because this drawing hasn't even been attempted for about 2 months now. So why don't we give this a shot? And like I said, it'll give you a nice long video to watch. And remember, there was a lot of problems, especially right here with that, with this area right here before. So hopefully this drawing now will be a piece of cake with all the changes that we've done. Hopefully this will just be a walk in the park for the program now. Let's go and see. Okay, I'm going to zoom into here a little bit because these are a little bit tricky. I'm going to actually remove that because I think that these need to be drawn first. So let's see what happens. I wish all my drawings were like this. This makes everything so easy to do. And so this is an overhang here. So I'm going to shoot by and go like this. And in this particular case, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to shoot on past. Like that. I'm going to go from here. So yeah, like I was saying, I had a friend of mine have a good look at the program, and I've actually screwed up here because I needed to stop these lines right here because this is a pitch change right there. So I had to do that first, and then that, and then that. So just filling in these. Oops, this one didn't close for some reason. So I'll delete a couple of lines. Let's try that again. No. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to try and delete all of those lines because that's the way that I think that this will work. And I'll redraw that shape. And no, it won't. Damn it. So as you can see, there's still problems with the closing of shapes sometimes. It just won't close. When it does close, then it's all, oh, isn't that strange? Isn't that strange? So it's just that one red line that just doesn't wanna, okay, let's try that. Okay, again, with a lot of fooling around, I was able to get it. You know, obviously this isn't the ideal thing that I want to have for my customers like that, but you know, it was able to do it eventually, so it's probably not an awful huge fix for you to get that last little bit tweaked to make sure that you can close the drawings properly. So that's another overhang. And again, I got another, oh wait, no, let's put that line there. Close, damn it. Again, problem with the shape closing. And it won't close. It won't close. So I'm getting a little bit frustrated, so I'm going to stop now and let you play with this. And then see what happens from there. Yeah, it won't close. So it seems like up until things didn't close, that everything was working quite nicely. All the overhangs are looking really good. Dark purple, looks like they're supposed to be. Nothing black. Everything was going good. I'm just going to draw this area right here for a second, because this is where we were having our trouble before. Just to make sure that this particular area in here can still finish. Let's see what happens. And again, shape didn't close. I'm going to delete this line and then end it, cancel it, and end it at this ridge tip and see if that's why. Yep, that's why. So, looks good. Everything's good. Draw a roof. All that stuff is looking pretty hunky-dory. Things are looking up here. Okay, save it. Yep, everything looks good. So, it's looking good. Still have a problem with some shapes closing. I think if we solve that and we can somehow solve the little black for no reason thing, which isn't hugely important, I guess, but you know, like I said, if all of a sudden long lines of overhangs are starting to be black, then it makes a big difference. Like these are just small overhangs, but some roofs are really overhang intensive, and we had never really gotten into those. So if we ever did, we could be in trouble. So this is great. Everything's working on this drawing the way it's supposed to be if you draw it right. And I think, you know, like I said, this, at least on a drawing like this, I could give my customer a fair set of rules. Say, hey, make sure you draw one shape at a time. Don't go too far ahead of yourself. You know, things like that. And show them how to do like a proper overhang like this detail right there, because that seems to be what the program really wants to see, is that detail. And everything looks good there. So I'm going to put this on pause, let you work on why things don't close properly. And hey, I got some hope finally to think about here, because it looks like some of this stuff is actually coming together here, okay? And try and, like I said, if you can give me an explanation on how to do the drawings, why you do them in a certain way, that would be really, really helpful. If you could give me a video with your voice and saying, this is why I drew this line and this way for this overhang or something, that way I can take this back and work with it myself, okay? So there you go. I'll stop this, and there you go.